Good afternoon, Year 10. Welcome to another recorded lesson. Today, our title is Flashcard by Theme. We're going to be making some flashcards with quotes on because we've got the exam coming up. I'll talk to you about that when we get back face to face. You're going to need a pen, your exercise book, your copy of Jekyll and Hyde, and some card to make flashcards. You can use paper if you don't have card, but it's not as durable. You can put it on paper for now. Maybe we can transfer it when we get into the classroom. So I don't want you to not do the lesson because you haven't got the card. Now, Jekyll and Hyde quote learning through theme. There's a couple of lessons we do on this, preparing for this, but this is the first one. What are the main themes in Jekyll and Hyde? Write them down into your books. Now, here are a list of the main themes. Now, there's going to be some here that you may not recognise. The reason is that quite often examiners don't use exactly the same language when they're talking about a theme as we do in the classroom. You know, it's quite subjective, and there are multiple themes to Jekyll and Hyde, but these are the main ones and how that they're likely to look when you see them in the exam. I mean, the ones that we haven't really looked at closely are, let's have a look. Well, actually, pretty much we all have repression and silence. We haven't really done repression and silence. Obviously, ties in quite closely to reputation, doesn't it? You repress bad things about yourself and you keep things quiet. And the reason that you would do that in Victorian times is because you're protecting your reputation. So they can all be unpicked and linked to things that we have talked about, but we do have to get slightly used to the fact that they may not use exactly the same language. They will for the, you know, the really obvious ones like duality and science versus religion and so on. Anyway, there you go. Write them down. Write those any down there that you didn't have. Write them into your books. Right. Why is it important to understand what the key themes are when studying a novel? Often themes will underpin your exam questions, for example, and I would say more often than not. Even if they don't obviously underpin it, things can be traced back to theme. So an example might be, how does Stevenson create an atmosphere of mystery and suspense in the extract, you know, where you're looking at an extract in a question, and elsewhere in the text? How does Stevenson present the idea of secrecy and the unknown in this extract and elsewhere in the text? How does Stevenson use the setting to create tension in the novel? These can all be traced back to theme. Themes can also give valuable insight into the context surrounding the novel and give indications as to the impact an author wanted to make, or if they perhaps wanted to comment on. We do need to include a bit of context in this. So theme, you know, for example, reputation was a lot more important in Victorian times than it is now, and that's one of the themes of the novel, and you could simply mention it as I've just done, and that would be you ticking the context. Now, your task is to consider why the different themes are important in the novel. So, for each theme that we've identified at the start of the novel and sorry, at the start of the lesson, the ones that you found in the do now and the ones that I added, I want you to identify these. I want you to answer these 5 questions. So, for example, let's have a look at the first one. Consider why they are important. Well, in fact, there's an example on the next slide, so I'll show you there. Theme is the example I've done here. I won't read this all out. Have a look through it, and you can see there's the 5 questions that have been asked about the theme of the Victorian gentleman and reputation, or as we've always called it, just reputation. So your task is to create a set of flashcards according to theme. They should look something like this. On one side, you will have the theme. You'll write the theme and the quotation with some letters or words missing. In this case, it's duality, and quote, man is not one but truly two. And then on the other side, you reveal your answer as I've just done, but then a quick explanation as to what the quote means. It's important that you do that because these cards enable you to learn quotes, but also to be able to insert them into your essay or extract response. So you need to have a feel how you could do that, and that's what this little explanation is on the back. It's in your own words, and it enables you to be able to place the quote somewhere sensible in an essay. Now you're going to make your flashcards. Creating flashcards according to theme. Create a set of 10 for each theme. It's a lot of flashcards, but you won't need any more after this. So do the legwork now and it will take you through to your GCSE. On one side, write the theme with a quotation with some letters or words missing. And on the other side, you can reveal your answer and analyse the quote. Make sure the analysis is in language that you can return to and understand, because that's absolutely key. We can't be having you all knowing lots of quotes, but not fully understanding them and being able to use them. So that explanation is important. And I think another thing that's key is keep these quotes short. Right, look at that. Man is not truly one, but truly two. I mean, you've already learnt that one now, haven't you? And it's to do with duality, possibly reputation. You can tie it to science and so on. So, and it's a nice short quote. So keep them short. 4 or 5 words if you can. When you find the quote, trim off everything that's fact. Only learn the words that that are relevant. Sounds obvious, but nevertheless needs saying. Okay, you lucky people. Over the next few slides, I've put together some quotations grouped by theme that you may wish to use for your flashcards. I'll just flick through them now so you can see. There you go. So you can use those to get yourself started. And off you go, Year 10. And I will see you tomorrow when you come in.